His recruitment was called a major coup. His play and pickup games evoke comparisons to NBA MVP Steve Nash. Others compare him to fellow Israeli and former UConn star Duran Sheffer. He's perhaps the highest profile recruit of the Mark Turgeon era. Lost amid all the hype surrounding Shocker freshman Gal Mekel, the fact that we're talking about an 18-year-old kid. An 18-year-old kid who is over 6,700 miles from home.
Sometimes even, I crying to my parents in the phone, and I feel really bad. And when I arrived, I spoke with my mother 4 times a day, and with my father 4 times a day. And right now, it's probably twice a day, and also in the internet. And it's hard, but they're coming to visit. So.
Mekel's dorm room offers a reminder of where he is and where he comes from. A homeland that has been ravaged by conflict between Israelis and Palestinians, violence that he has been fortunate enough to avoid.
Bad things that happen in Israel are not in the middle of Israel. They are or in the north or in the south. So I'm living at the middle. People think that there is war on the streets and it's a terrible place, and people feel threatened and fear, and it's totally different. It's not like that. Tel Aviv, I feel much more comfortable in Tel Aviv that I'm feeling here or in New York.
But even here at Wichita State, Mekel has encountered the Israeli-Palestinian divide. He has a Palestinian classmate. Mekel has handled it far better than diplomats back home.
I don't like to deal with politics. I judge people as a person, and he's a nice guy.
Besides, Mekel needn't worry about the conflict right now. Since he's playing for the Shockers and attending Wichita State, Mekel has been able to defer his military obligation back home. Had he stayed to pursue professional hoops in Israel, then he'd be serving right now.
Of course that the basketball players are not going to be soldiers, fighters, and they just coming to office, make coffee, and go home.
Make coffee and go home.
Yeah.
The language barrier for Israeli Shocker freshman Gal Mekel isn't much of a barrier at all.
In Israel, all the students are studying English from 2nd grade.
The cultural difference, a significant one.
The Americans and the Israeli are definitely different people.
The American game compared with the European brand of ball that Mekel grew up playing, worlds apart.
I just dribbled the ball and the ref called for 5 seconds, and I didn't know this rule. In Europe, you don't have this rule. I had really tough time in the first 2 months to get to know the system, the rules.
But watch Mekel at practice. Watch him find the open man. Watch the playground pass. It becomes crystal clear. Gal Mekel has a very strong feel for the game. So strong that he had to make a decision. Attempt a pro career in Israel or improve his game in the States. How close were you to turning pro in Israel, though?
If I would stay in Europe, 100% sure I would play in a professional league right now.
But Mekel's ultimate goal has always been to play in the NBA. And even with the proliferation of European players in the draft in recent years, he believes the college game is the right path.
If this is the thing that I want to be, a basketball player, and this is what I want to be, and this is that I did all my life, the college basketball and moving from Israel to the States for a couple of years, it's the right decision.
With all fairness to Wichita State, the Shockers haven't had a player selected in the NBA draft since Henry Carr in 1987. So why did Mekel select WSU to pursue his NBA dream? The answer is one man, Mark Turgeon.
The main reason was the person, the guy that I think that I can trust, and I really think that Mark can help me develop and become a better player.
And Mekel understands this is a process, not something that can happen overnight, even if members of the student section have taken to calling him Messiah.
Son of God, okay. If this is the name that they want to call me, so I'm in.